and welcome to the SWBN News Watch, where we report global events from a Christian perspective. I am Chiemela Chike. Thanks for joining us today. Let's take a look at some of the stories that caught our attention during the week. In the United States, Christians have reacted to the Supreme Court draft opinion that could strike down the landmark Roe v. Wade decision that legalized abortion in the United States. Reacting to the leaked document obtained by Politico and confirmed by the U.S. High Court, pro-life activist Abby Johnson responded saying, quote, "This is the news we have been waiting for 50 years, end of quote. News sources say the leaked document is unprecedented, happening before the official release of U.S. Supreme Court decisions in June. Moreover, CBN News believes this is only adding to the nuclear nature of the abortion wars. While there is excitement in the air, pro-life champion Abby Johnson has offered a caution many are mirroring in the wake of the leaked document. That is, justices can change their minds and votes before official opinions are released, meaning that the draft version is anything but final. However, in Johnson's words, quote, "We still have a lot of work to do. We must pray for the justices. We must fund pregnancy resource centers. We must work non-stop to help women facing an unplanned pregnancy and don't know where to turn. And we must support paid family leave and policies to support families, not tear them apart." End of quote. Johnson is hopeful that in the near future, America will be a nation where abortion is unthinkable. Meanwhile, other pro-life and Christian voices were also hopeful and quick to respond to the news. Conservative political commentator Stephen Crowder tweeted, quote, "If Roe is overturned, the decision simply returns to the states. This is the essence of our federalist system. Leftists don't understand this though, and they are melting down as expected. Kind of fun to watch, actually." End of quote. In another tweet, William Wolf, a Christian writer, called on pro-lifers to pray for the 5 Supreme Court justices, that is, Alito, Thomas Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett, to stay strong and bring this opinion repealing Roe v. Wade across the finish line. Still responding to this development, President and CEO of Sidewalk Advocate Lauren Muzica tweeted that, quote, "Women don't have to take the lives of their children to get the life that they want. That was always the great lie. Women deserve better. Children deserve a chance to live. America can do better. May Roe be quickly and officially overturned soon." End of quote. Also reacting to the leaked document, University of Texas law professor Elizabeth Seppa said in a statement, quote, "The draft's legal reasoning, if adopted by the court when it issues its eventual ruling by the end of June, could threaten other rights that Americans take for granted in their personal lives." End of quote. According to Politico, the draft opinion is a full-throated, unflinching repudiation of the 1973 decision which guaranteed federal constitutional protections of abortion rights and a subsequent 1992 decision that is the Planned Parenthood versus Casey decision that largely maintained the right. And this Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito said, quote, "Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences." End of quote. Reuters has also reported that legal experts are concerned over Alito's draft opinion that would end the recognition of the constitutional right to abortion and could imperil other freedoms related to marriage, sexuality, and family life, including birth control and same-sex marriages. Still quoting Reuters, the Roe decision is one of the court's most important and contentious rulings of the 20th century. The decision recognized that the right to personal privacy under the U.S. Constitution protects a woman's ability to terminate her pregnancy. In Nigeria, this day newspaper has reported that the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has assured Nigerians that the 2023 general elections will hold despite negative prophecies by some men of God. Adamu stated this in an interview with news sources after observing the aired victory prayer sessions. Recall that in April this year, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, had said he didn't know whether or not there would be an election in 2023 yet. Adeboye had said God spoke to him about the 2019 elections more than a year before the exercise, but the case had not been so with the 2023 election. The APC national chairman insisted that nothing would stop the 2023 elections from holding with the help of God because there were no signs to the contrary at the moment. Adamu advised religious leaders to pray for the country rather than professing negativities towards it. Still in Nigeria, the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has urged all church leaders via their various churches to organize a solemn assembly to pray for Nigeria from the 13th of May to the 15th of May 2022. The Christian body decried the rising bloodshedding of innocent people and other violent acts in Nigeria, praying that it should be put to an end by the federal government and also with divine intervention. According to the leadership newspaper, the CAN president, Dr. Samson Ayokele, told our news sources that churches should passionately call upon the Lord to show Nigerian mercy and divinely intervene in all affairs of our nation, especially economic, political, and security matters, so that the nation may not violently collapse. Ayokele said the church should also pray that God should speak to the nation's leaders to take the right steps in addressing the dangerous situations into which we have put ourselves. The CAN president has asked believers to pray that political leaders should not set the nation on fire or tear it apart by their insensitive political actions, which fail to take our complexities into consideration as we approach the 2023 elections. Nigerian socio-political activist Reno Omokri has asked the Redeemed Christian Church of God to focus on preaching Christ and refrain from promoting the Vice President, Osinbajo. He argued that, quote, "It is very dangerous for the Redeemed Christian Church of God to politically promote Osinbajo." In his very words, churches are meant to promote Christ. If churches and mosques start promoting candidates, then they are no longer religious organizations and should start paying tax. End of quote. Still on this very matter, Dr. Oche Otokwa, a youth pastor with the RCCG, has called on the RCCG Church to sack Pastor Timothy Olaniyan over a comment he made about the Vice President, Osinbajo. Pastor Olaniyan is the RCCG head of politics and governance and had alleged that only Osinbajo could change the narrative of governance in Nigeria. In a statement, the talker said that, quote, "I was saddened when my attention was drawn to the statement credited to the head of politics." In a statement, the talker said that, quote, "I was saddened when my attention to Timothy Olaniyan. This act reminds me of the tragedy promoted by many of my colleagues in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, who used the RCCG altar to promote Buhari as the only savior of Nigeria because Osinbajo, also a redeemed pastor, was his running mate." In his words, "Against all admonition by our father, the General Overseer, these pastors chose to ignore and express order and promoted Buhari Osinbajo using the RCCG pulpit in 2015, and the results are what we see today." Still quoting the youth pastor, he went on to say, "While I have nothing personal against Osinbajo and those campaigning for him, our father, the General Overseer, has made it clear to everyone that the church is a congregation of all parties and all are his children." End of quote. Alright, that will be all for this edition of the SWBN News Watch. Till we meet again, I remain Chiemela Chike. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, goodbye.